everyone has room for a vegetable garden? Sure you did. And that means we're looking for new ways to grow vegetables in a more limited space in our small confines. Well, Amy View's with us, University of Florida horticulturist, and she's going to help us out find that extra space. Now, you know, traditional gardens, we still have a lot of them, right?
Sure.
Yeah, but why would we change over?
Well, so traditional gardening, we typically think of in-ground gardening.
Yeah.
You know, there are so many different reasons, Tom, that we do alternatives to vegetable gardening, and you know, that may just be because there isn't enough space. You might live in an apartment complex. You might not have the ground. You might not have the land for it. And you know, it's a lot of fun just trying new different alternatives to vegetable gardening.
I know it is, and I'm going to tell you, for many years when I had an apartment, this is what I grew plants in. I was probably one of the few people with a vegetable garden on my balcony out there, and flowers and things like that. Tell us about some of these here.
So some of the more common alternatives to vegetable gardening usually is in containers, very simple. You can see here we have 3 small containers. You know, some people like to use the 5-gallon buckets that you can get at those big box stores. So those are very easy. You can just pop 1 tomato plant in there, 1 pepper plant in there, and it typically does pretty well.
Yeah. Now, Amy, is this going to be too small for most things, or this is a demonstration, of course, but what we could be planting here? We could have some radishes?
We could probably plant some small roots. So whenever we're looking at alternatives, and if we're doing container gardening, we really have to think about the mature size of the plant. So how big is that plant actually going to get? You know, is that root system, is there going to be enough space for that root system? So it really just depends on what kind of plant that you're going to plant. If you were to do something small like this, then maybe this is just the in-between from this pot, and then once the roots start growing, then you can go to a new pot, a bigger pot.
Now this one here has a lot more room.
Yep, so this one is actually a little demonstration of a raised bed. So that's pretty common, a raised bed garden.
They're popular today, yeah.
They are very popular, and so this is just kind of a small version of this, but it just goes to show how easy this actually is a type of container gardening. It's just a bigger container.
Now, is the depth overly important, or with a raised bed?
Typically, we recommend at least 6 inches so that your plants do have those roots and that root system can grow.
Yeah. Now, I have one here that you brought. I'm just going to hold this one up out front here for a second. Tell us about it.
So this is another container. This is a self-watering container system, and so
look downside, you can see you put soil in here, right?
Yep, you put soil in it. You can water it underneath, and so that water just kind of sits in there, and the roots are able to take up that water.
This is for the lazy gardener.
That is for the lazy gardener.
You put nutrients in here too, I think, right? So it's all good there. Okay, now the last one we have over here is this one, and I'll move it over just a second. And this is a demonstration one again. And tell us what we have here.
So this is also becoming pretty popular. This is a hydroponic system, very easy for homeowners to do. This is a floating hydroponic system, and all you have to do is put water at the bottom with nutrients. And so you'll have a water nutrient solution, and you have these pots right here, and these are net pots. And so you'll put the plant inside something called rock wool. And then after that, once they start to root, you place them into these little holes on the foam, leave them on top of the water, let them float. As long as they're getting that water and nutrients, and they're good to go.
And this will be floating right in here.
This will be floating.
Yeah. And I guess the trick is keeping the water up.
Yep.
And then I guess when you need to, you put more nutrients in?
Absolutely. You'll do another nutrient water solution, and you'll just keep adding to that.
Amy, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Good
Tom.
information. We can all put it to good use.
Thanks.
Now you know, if you don't have room for that big garden, maybe you can use a container a little bigger than this, or one even a little bigger than some of the others that you've seen here today. So put it to work in your yard.